Does this sound familiar? In a private lesson with your coach, the new info works beautifully, and the moment you're alone on the floor, it suddenly feels much worse. Why is that, and what can you do about it? I've gathered the 5 biggest reasons. Let's dive in. First, positive expectations going into the lesson. Beforehand, you're convinced it will go great. Body and mind buy in and shift into the right state as self-fulfilling prophecy. Tiny deviations, i.e. errors, are spotted early and corrected by the coach before they can create a bad feeling. Second, your ego stays calm. In lessons, it isn't afraid. It knows the coach will fix it because that's how it's always been. In open practice, the ego remembers rough experiences and fears a repeat. Quite realistic, and that fear raises the chance it happens again. Another self-fulfilling prophecy. Third, extrinsic motivation and chemistry, wanting to look good in front of an authority, the coach, drops away in practice. Your hormonal, neurological state is different from a private lesson, so your arousal and focus are different too. Short-term muscle memory. Your body can only hold the new good feeling and related patterns for a short while. They don't really disappear. Early on, stabilizing them through practice is simply slower than the forgetting. If one partner changes a tiny nuance, the whole thing can feel worse. Fifth, hedonic adaptation. You get used to the good feeling quickly and the bar rises. What used to be fine becomes the new bad. Yesterday's super is today's just okay. So, how do you make open practice feel as good as the private lesson? First, ask yourselves, across your whole dance career, in roughly what percentage of cases did you eventually manage to implement a new piece of info? 90? 95%? Now ask, in what percentage did you implement it right away in the first open practice or first few after the lesson? Or was it usually weeks, even months? And now recall how often you got annoyed in that first post-lesson practice because it didn't work like in the lesson. Even though, if you've danced a while, you could predict the learning cycle. You do implement it eventually, just not as fast as you'd like. What to do concretely? Dial down unrealistic expectations, practice, do your best, and be mentally ready for the first session to feel like first sessions usually feel. When it does, roll your eyes playfully, smile at your partner and say, "Here we go again." Same story right after every lesson. Have a little laugh at yourselves, then train with focus and a positive attitude. You can trust that this suboptimal feeling is temporary. Sooner or later, what you built in the lesson comes back. You just might not notice it because of hedonic adaptation. Here's to calmer first post-lesson practices. If arguments in practice are still straining your relationship, feel free to book a free trial session. So far, I've helped all my clients bring harmony back to their stuck training. And if you truly happen to be the one couple whose training I can't measurably improve within my coaching, you'll get your money back. You've got nothing to lose except the needless drama.